Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. So before we start, I'd like to say I'm getting the GoPro 9. I already got the media mod for it. I'm getting the light mod for it too, so I'll have some pretty cool fishing stuff soon. But either way, let's talk about why crypto will soon supplant the stock market, or at least could supplant the stock market, especially for the younger generation. So there's three main reasons I want to talk about. The first one is in crypto, you don't really need a bank account. Now, this might not be a big problem for people in the United States because most people in the United States, they can be banked if they want to. Although that's not always true, there are a significant portion of people in the US that aren't banked. But you don't have to be banked to get into crypto, and that widens the base. That also pisses off banks, which is kind of a fun thing. But the non-necessity of a bank account compared to the stock market is definitely a big factor. Remember, I don't know of any like stockbroker like eTrade, Ameritrade, etc., that will actually allow you to buy stocks without hooking up your bank account and depositing money. Whereas with crypto, all you really need to do is hook up your Bitcoin wallet. And your Bitcoin wallet does not have to be open at a bank. You could just download one on any electronic device, either cell phone or computer or whatever. And that removes a big barrier to entry, which is, I think, one reason that banks are so afraid of crypto, because crypto can actually just cut them out of the picture and take away their profits. Now, I do think banks are eventually going to be really big crypto custodians, so I think like many of them will survive and thrive in the world of crypto. But not having a bank account needed and just being able to utilize faucets or payments that don't have to involve a bank, that opens up crypto payments and crypto trading to a whole set of people that isn't available to bank to traditional stocks. Remember, much of the world is actually unbanked. Those people can't get into stock market, so you're probably leaving out probably 2/3 of the world right there that are like unbanked essentially, or don't have direct, very good access to banking services. So the crypto market can be much, much bigger. And I think it will actually expand. So it could actually overtake the stock market given enough time. The second reason is kind of like the social media reason, and stuff gets talked about. Yes, things like GME and GME and AMC get talked about, but I think it's much easier for crypto to catch social media attention and basically use social media to actually boost their profile or boost their noticeability. And that's because anyone can create a coin. Now, this has downsides too, because anyone can create a coin. There are going to be a lot of scams. It's not as regulated, and it can never be quite as regulated because it's kind of like borderless, and there's always like VPNs and DEXs, whereas like stocks are often traded through a centralized stock exchange, pretty much always traded through a centralized stock exchange. And there's actually a company that you're actually buying. Cryptos, it's not quite so clear. Like I said, that does result in a lot of scams. But because anyone can create a coin, that means like if someone creates a coin and wants to sell it, they're going to shill it like crazy on social media. So that brings a lot more social media attention. That gives the creators a big, big reason to actually go shout out on social media. And like stock markets and companies that sell stocks are pretty tightly regulated, with the SEC and everything. Crypto is not so much. The SEC is trying, but because crypto is like more or less borderless, not all the regulatory agencies can agree, and you can't just go somewhere like the Cayman Islands or something where it doesn't have nearly as much regulation. And the thing is, even if you can't get on some of the centralized American DEXs, you can get on the DEXs, which will accept you. And if they're true DEXs, people won't have to do KYC AML, which obviously is very dangerous, but it is kind of one of the features that people look out for crypto. So the fact that anyone can create a coin for any purpose does lead a lot of scams, but it does actually promote crypto on social media, and it makes people want to talk about their project, their crypto. And I think like it's much more easy for a no-name crypto to go viral than a no-name stock to go viral. And I think like in terms of in the future, cryptos will be talked a lot more on social media, and social media is going to become more and more important in the future, by the way. Crypto is going to be talked a lot more on social media platforms than stocks. So I think more people will get exposure to them, more new people will get exposure to them than stocks in that way. And the third reason is it can go between borders. For a lot of stocks, they're only on one exchange or the other. Like, stocks you can buy on the New York Stock Exchange, you may not be able to buy on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. You might not be able to buy on the London Exchange. Crypto doesn't quite work like that. There's a lot of cryptos that are like available on Coinbase, Binance, Kraken, Bittrex, Bitpanda, and like I don't really know what the I really don't know what the other like non-American big American exchanges are, but they do have a lot of the same coins. Like if you go look at the Korean exchange, like Upbit or Bitdom, they all have the top coin, so it is borderless. So you can without actually like transferring one or another, you can actually just trade your Bitcoin at Coinbase, and you can move over to the Japanese exchange, or you can move over to the Hong Kong exchange if Hong Kong, if China doesn't shut it down, of course, or you can move it over to the Hong Kong exchange or the London exchange and trade the same coin against a lot of the same pairs. So I think that is actually a big convenience factor in crypto that isn't in stocks. The fact that it can be borderless, and you don't really have to like exchange fiat currencies every time you want to trade in a different country or something. So I think it's much more movable and it's a lot more seamless as well. So I think those three reasons, we are talking about stocks with an $80 trillion market cap. I think given 20 or 30 years, crypto can easily surpass that because there'll be more people in the game. Just the fact that you don't need a bank account, anyone can create a coin and it's seamless, I think can be like double, maybe even double what the stock market is, perhaps even more, because more people will actually be in on it. And the younger the generations get, the more used to there will be to crypto. And I think they're not going to be that heavy-handed about regulation as time goes on. Yes, it will be more tightly regulated than it is now to get rid of some of the scams and stuff, but I think eventually regulation will stave off and we'll kind of like enter a new period for crypto. So that's why I think crypto could actually supplant the stock market and could eventually be 80, 90, $100 trillion market in the years to come. So let me know what you think. Like and subscribe and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.